Hey everybody, Tony D and Little Joan here with a Screenwriter's Rant on The Black Phone. An interesting new horror movie set in, I don't know, the 80s. Another 80s movie, but it looks kind of cool. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Please check out my books. The links are down below in the description. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for supporting Little Joan and her treats. Right, Little Joan? Right, Little Joan? Okay. This is a pretty creepy movie. The premise is there are these two friends, and they live and go to school, and they walk home, and there are a lot of missing kids in their area. Nobody knows who's taking them. And then one day, the boy gets kidnapped by a guy who's a magician who has black balloons, and he kidnaps him, and the girl starts having dreams about him and where he is. And then the dreams connect into what he's doing. Now, there's also this disconnected black phone in the basement where the kid is being kept, and it doesn't work. And the psycho is, I don't know what he's doing. All these psychos do the same thing. They capture you, and then they wait around to be caught, and then they try to kill you in the third act. So the creepy thing is he keeps getting phone calls from the victims. And the victims, the previous victims that he's already killed, keep telling him ways to escape. And he keeps trying to escape. She keeps having dreams and seeing stuff, keeps telling people. And then this is the psycho here. He's like a magician, but he also wears this devil mask. And I don't know. These guys don't kill people right away. They always drag it out until they get caught. So, eventually I think he escapes and then runs down the street screaming. It's called The Black Phone. It looks super creepy. February 4th. It's a good time for a horror movie. February, other than Halloween, of course. Yeah, I like the look of this movie. I like the aesthetic. The Black Phone. I mean, phones now, landlines are considered ancient, right? In my day, they were just phones. I try to explain it to you youngins how, like, phones weren't a thing in your pocket. Phones were in buildings, and you had to go to a building. You had to go to a place for a phone. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. The phone is an aesthetic. It's old, which is good for a horror movie. Gives it sort of a, I don't know, like an ancient credibility, I guess you'd say, almost. Not ancient, but old credibility. And this is in the 80s, 70s, or whatever. So this is a time period where kids could walk home from school, and people didn't really check on their kids. They weren't super paranoid about it, and kids kind of did their own thing. I walked home from school starting in, at least third grade. I was walking home from school. Now I was like 8. Now it was a short distance, but still, and there were a lot of kids on my route. It was a nice neighborhood. I never had any problems, but times have changed. And I like it that a creepy magician, because magicians can be kind of creepy. Plus, even though he's a psycho, that gives him some amount of experience in distraction, which would be a useful skill, kidnapping kids and doing horrible things to them, which is what the guy's doing. Honestly, I don't think these guys typically have even that much skill a lot of times, because they're so messed up. Being a performer and putting on a performance is hard enough. It's hard enough just getting through a conversation with these guys for a lot of them. Now there are exceptions. Ted Bundy was an exception. He was very charismatic. Some of them can be very forceful personalities, but it's fairly realistic setup. A lot of these movies that I don't like the setup. They're not realistic at all. Again, you got a vulnerable protagonist stuck in a situation, and here are the cops. They're on the outside trying to figure things out, and he's trying to put together the clues to get out. She's having the dreams to try to find out where she is. It's pretty good. Yeah, she's running around the neighborhood looking for him. I'm down with this movie. It looks cool. Looks creepy. I mean, I have to be in the right frame of mind to see a movie like this. I don't like this, when I'm kind of like in a down mood. I don't want to see movies like this. But if I'm gonna see a scary movie, this would be it. So it's called The Black Phone. So check it out. Comes out February 4th. I'm gonna give it an upvote. I like the aesthetic of it a lot. I think it's gonna be a good film. And that's it for me, Tony D, and Little Joan. Check us out on Bitchute and Rumble. Always check the other 2 videos on Bitchute and Rumble. Big Hollywood hot take today. I know, it's just been insane in Hollywood. And of course, a news blast. We'll see you tomorrow.